everyone, I'm Brian from Orchids by Brian, and welcome to my September orchid collection update and NCOS show and sale haul. I have tons of flowers in bloom, so let's see what I picked up and what's blooming in the collection. First is this guy here, Lepanthes fimbriata, one of the wonderful Lepanthes with sequential blooms, these little orange tarantula-like flowers, one of my favorites. This might be one of my newest favorites. This is Lepanthes caprimulgus, known for these little yellow and red striped balloon-like flowers, and it is in full bloom, many flowers to come. Here is my first plant I picked up from the NCOS show. This is a Sigmatostalix species that I picked up from Mundiflora, and I'm not exactly sure what species it is, but check out that cool little white flower. My first Sigmatostalix in the collection. This is Masdevallia coccinea alba by Masdevallia harlequina, a wonderful hybrid Masdevallia known for these super vibrant pink flowers. One of my new favorites for sure. Masdevallia cassiope continues to bloom for me. This is a species Masdevallia with a delicious fragrance, and obviously known for these vibrant triangular flowers, bright yellow, orange, with red stripes and red petals. Restrepia dodsonii, one of my many cockroach orchids, is in bloom as well. Check out these little brown flowers. Very floriferous plant and flowers all year round. Next is Masdevallia wardakii, which is the largest Masdevallia flower in my collection. Wonderful, wonderful plant. I mean, look at those alien blooms. So cool. I also have Masdevallia coccinea jhon in bloom for me. Vibrant pink colorations, my first Masdevallia coccinea bloom, and I definitely want to add more to my collection. I want my grow tent full of these little kite flowers all the time. Here's Restrepia brachypus, a wonderful cockroach orchid, is giving me the best blooming that I've had so far with probably about a dozen flowers. It's been blooming for a couple of months now. They send out a couple blooms at a time, but this is the most full it's been. Now here's Pleurothallis praecipiua. This is in bloom for me constantly. Little pink flowers with white edges, and it is super easy to grow. It's practically a weed, so if you like the flower, it'll be easy for you. Here's one of my first Masdevallias that I've ever bloomed, Masdevallia copperwing. It is a hybrid of decumana and vechiana, but it has these bright orange triangular flowers, and it's coming into its full blooming season right now. Here's Masdevallia exquisita, a species Masdevallia known for that purple blushing on the inside of a white flower with these long yellow petals. But if you look closely, you can actually see some little hairs on the inside of the bloom, which is super cool. Here's Restrepia nitiorhyncha, which is my smallest Restrepia orchid, blooms constantly throughout the year. This must be its primary blooming season because I have quite a few flowers on this little plant. Here's Pleurothallis hystrix, a very unassuming flowered plant. These little blooms appear at the top of each of the little paddle-shaped flowers. So cool. Now, right here is my collection of Dendrobium cuthbertsoni hybrids. I'm going to show you all the blooms that I have in my collection. If you're looking to grow these flowers, keep in mind that the hybrids tend to be a little bit easier than the species themselves, but there are other hybrids that are actually really well suited for warmer conditions, household conditions. One is Dendrobium ossis hylo, and the other I'm going to actually show you here today is Dendrobium tannii by cuthbertsoni, and I'll show you that flower in a minute. But they're definitely easier to grow than these guys right here, the true cuthbertsoni. But nonetheless, I do have an air conditioning unit in my grow tent so I can grow these guys, and the flowers are super rewarding, very floriferous, super diverse too. You can get all different colors of the rainbow, and the fact that the blooms last up to 6 to 8 months, sometimes longer, you can have your plants blooming all the time. Here's that warmth-tolerant cuthbertsoni hybrid I was mentioning that some folks might find easier to grow in the home. Adorable little pink flowers. And lastly, this is Dendrobium mountains butterfly kisses, pale red flowers with little yellow and orange accents on each of the leaves. Very cool plant. Now on my tower of Lepanthes, I've added several new Lepanthes, including Lepanthes colora, saltatrix, and quasimodo, none of which in bloom, but I am going to show you the ones that are in bloom. That is Lepanthes nisheni. You can see with these two little orange flowers. I should say they're actually pretty big for Lepanthes, but very floriferous, as is this Lepanthes myophora, always in bloom. Very bright yellow star-shaped flowers, one of my favorites in the collection. And then we have Lepanthes regularis, which is one of the larger flowering Lepanthes that has these little red and yellow with almost translucent colored flowers, but blooms pretty consistently for me. And then this Lepanthes hasn't stopped blooming for me since January. This is Lepanthes larvina, has those thick paddle-shaped leaves with very wonderfully presented flowers. In the Cattlea tent, I have several rupiculus Laelias and their hybrids in bloom, including this Cattleya leonardines that bloom for me this month. But these guys here, the next two you'll see, are the stars of the show. Laelia forneri, we're here, species Laelia, blooming for me this month, and Laelia ketiana, known for its super vibrant pink-purple coloration that stands out amongst the green background of the leaves in my grow tent. One of my absolute favorite plants in the entire collection. And it can bloom 2 times a year. So for a species, that's pretty exciting. I love having these blooms come out, but 4 flowers for me this time around. And last but not least, a beautiful standard Cattlea. This is Cattlea labiata, coerulea, huge coerulea colored flowers blooming in my grow tent. I had 6 blooms this time. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed this video. I appreciate you all watching and seeing some of the plants in my haul. I'll have more videos coming soon, but in the meantime, I'm Brian from Orchids by Brian, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.